Welcome to another episode of the Rise and Thrive podcast. I'm your host, Manny Fraser, and today I got a very special episode. I'm going to be talking about the 7 steps to success in 2026 for personal trainers. If you're a personal trainer and you're looking to take your game to the next level or just start off, this is the episode for you. Make sure you tune in, make sure you subscribe, make sure you follow, make sure you send it to a friend, but last but not least, make sure you listen to this whole episode. This whole episode is going to change your life, change the game for you in 2026, okay? Happy New Year! It is a New Year's, and every single time I think about New Year's, I think about the fact that people start going into this place of reflection and goal setting, okay? Reflection and goal setting. These are 2 things that everyone does at the end of the year and going into the beginning. And what I want to talk to you guys about today is how to capture success that you want in 2026 in your personal training business. So I'm going to show you the blueprint on what's going to help elevate the business that you want to have for 2026. So let's start with this. I don't want to keep on repeating myself. I want to make sure I get to this for you guys. So step 1, decide what success looks like. You gotta decide on what success looks like. I think success starts with a clear target. You gotta put out a target that you want to have. I think for a lot of trainers, what ends up happening is they don't have this clear target of what success looks like. They tell you, I want to be a personal trainer. Okay, you're a personal trainer. I want to be an online coach. You're an online coach. Now what? What does that mean? Right? It's gotta be more than just I'm here and I enjoy life, or I'm here just helping people. Like, what is it that you want out of that? What's your purpose? What's the thing that wakes you up in the morning? What's the thing that's going to cause you to continue doing this even when a bunch of people say no? A lot of people get in this industry thinking that it's all glitz and glamour. I want to be a personal trainer. And they try it out and then they quit. And thank you for showing up, but like realistically, if this is what you said your purpose is, then you can't give up that easy. You gotta decide what success looks like. So there's 4 questions you need to ask yourself. I wrote this down because I want to remember this, and I want you to write it down right now. Grab a pen and paper, write this down. Number 1, what do I want my business to look like by the end of next year? What do you want your business to look like by the end of 2026? Number 2, how many clients do you want to have? How many clients do you need to have? How many clients do you want to have? If your need and want aren't alike, don't match, you might have to figure that out. For a lot of times, I posted another thing about the fact that don't be a part-time personal trainer. Don't be a part-time personal trainer. Part-time personal trainers, while they are here, and I know it exists, at one point I was a part-time personal trainer, but I tell you this, it wasn't good. And at that point, I was just taking this money. And you can be like, well, you know, I like fitness, I like this. But okay, if you like fitness and you enjoy it and you're an enthusiast, why not do it full time? Because this is your purpose in life. You will spend in this current life that we live in right now, in 2026, you would make more money in life focusing on the actual thing that you need to focus on in life rather than focusing on these part-time hustles. The number 1 thing I think about when it comes down to, I learned this a long time ago, so bear with me here, it might be a tangent, but I learned this a long time ago, is that you can do as many side gigs as you want. But if you're in multiple industries trying to play around and dabble, you will be the jack of all trades and the master of none. That doesn't work in 2026. Everyone is super hyper focused on what it is that they gotta do. So you gotta be too. So if you're a part-time personal trainer, it's time for you to hang it up, or lace up those shoes, put on your backpack, it's time to rise. It's time for you to get out there and be the trainer that you want to be. Okay. Number 3, what revenue goal am I chasing? So if you work in a big box gym, like Good Life Fitness, what's your revenue target? How much do you want to make this year? I've started off every year saying I want to make X, and I made it and more. If you said I want to double my income, okay, double it. Okay, you can do it. And what impact do I want to make? I think this one's the biggest one, because all this stuff doesn't matter in terms of what your revenue target is, how many clients you want, what does your business want to look like at the end of the year. It's what type of impact you want to have, what type of legacy do you want to leave for people. I think this is very important because clarity becomes your compass for every decision you make moving forward. Without definition, wishes become daydreams. That's powerful. I really do know that as a personal trainer, if you don't have these things catered, how are you helping people? How are you sitting down with people and goal setting with them? And I sit down with people and goal set. I love goal setting. Goal setting is one of my most favorite things. It's probably one of the reasons why people say yes to me in personal training, because I do a wonderful job in goal setting. And I paint this picture that is vivid. I always look at it from a point of view of like this. It's a blank canvas. And my job is to paint the picture that they want to see. So it's like, what is everything you want to see? You got to give me all the information so I can paint it for you. And I'm painting it with my brush and my words and my communication with people. And when they now see the picture I'm painting, and I say, this is what you want, and I show them the picture, and they say yes, I say, okay, to get this, it's going to cost you. It's going to cost you time or money. Which one are you willing to put in? And it's going to cost you time and money. It's not just time or money, because sometimes it might be a bit of both. It might be more of one. Let's say you have no time to figure out what to do. So if you have a lot of money because you work and you make a lot of money, then that's where you pay a personal trainer for. Maybe you have a lot of time but no money. Okay, cool. So maybe like you might have a little bit of money. How much money do you have to leverage? What can you learn, right? You gotta learn this. You gotta figure out what it is I can learn. Anyways, okay, let's go into step 2. Step 2, write down your goals. Oh man, this is one of the most important things. And this is probably an important thing because a lot of trainers don't write down their goals. Now think about it. You sit down with people and write out their goals. And then you don't write out your own goals? I know when you say it like that, it kind of sounds weird, right? That's your job. Write your goals. You are 80% more likely to achieve your goals just by writing them. I was talking with my mentors, and he was saying that the number one thing he does, as soon as he shows up to any sort of job, workplace, consultancy gig, anything like that, he hands out the 3 ring line papers to every single person, booklets, and says, here's a pen, here's a paper. I want you to write down your top 10 goals every single day. Top 10 goals every single day. At that point, you're gonna now see certain things. And I say this is crazy because I started doing this and I'm accomplishing the goals that I put out to do. So what ends up happening is that your subconscious starts going after the things that you're putting in front of it. So if you're like, I want to double my income. I want to go on a TEDx stage and talk. I'm going on a TEDx stage this year talking. I want to teach a business course. I'm working on that. There are a lot of things I'm working on. I want to buy a new house. I want to homeschool my kids. I want to be a great husband. I want to take a family vacation. These are all things that I'm writing on. And like when you look at goals, I think one thing about goals is interesting is that when you're just writing down your goals, writing them down. But the power is in writing them down daily and keeping them in the front of mind. And then what happens is your brain starts thinking about how can I actually make this happen? And every step that you take on a daily basis is about the how. How am I going to make this happen? How am I going to make that? You don't have to ask yourself. You start doing it. All right, let's keep on going. So I want to say this. Writing them down forces your brain to take them seriously. It turns vague thinking into concrete plans. You put your revenue goals down, your client numbers, and your exact deadlines on paper. Studies show that writing your goals significantly increases your chance of achieving them. Like I said, 80% chance of increase. Okay, step number three. Break them into actions. Okay, I can't describe this anymore. Break them into action. A goal without action stays a dream. So this is what the difference between a dreamer and a person that goes after their goals and gets it. A dreamer is someone that can dream up everything. And I have a shirt that says I'm a dreamer, that's why I sleep at work. And I think about that and I'm like, I'm more than a dreamer. I'm a dreamer who accomplishes their goals. And the reason I accomplish my goals is I go after my goals. And a goal without action stays a dream. You need to have action. So you got to break it down into my action items I need to do. So here's what you want to do. You now have big goals for 2026. Now break them into chunks. Q1, Q2, Q3, Q4. So here's what you're going to write down this. Q1, actions that you need to take. Q1 in goal setting, especially when you're looking at a macro plan, is all about preparation. So from January to March, it's all about preparing. Preparing what? Preparing whatever you need to prepare. So you need to prepare, let's just say, you need to prepare let's say your goal is to gain 15 clients, okay? So you need to break that down into chunks. The business itself, I can tell you right now, there are 6 months in the business that are very important. Write this down, it's just a side tangent. 6 months in the business that are very important, okay? Ready? Make sure you have pen and paper, write this down. January, February, March, September, October, November. If you go ham on those 6 months, I guarantee you that you will absolutely crush it. I'll drop a 90-day blitz podcast another time, because I think this is very important for trainers to kind of look at, because you just need 2 90 days. So it's 180 days a year, just half a year to build your business for the entire year. 2 of them. And they're not the same, they can be simultaneous, because it's September, October, November, January, February, March. Alright, you spend those 6 months building your entire year, boom, it's a wrap. You're laughing. But a lot of trainers, what happens is they get into those seasons and they kind of just do nothing. Because they've already done nothing. And because you've already done nothing, what happens is that because you haven't done anything yet, nothing changes. The trainers who do the best are the trainers who are absolutely crushing it in September, October, November, December. No wonder they do well in January, because they're already going. The trainers that don't do well, if you can't get a client in September, you're not getting one in January. I always say that. Maybe in Q1, you're increasing weekly outreach. In Q2, you're launching your first group program. In Q3, you're building automated funnels. And in Q4, you're focusing on retention. When you break it down, you eliminate overwhelm. You don't feel overwhelmed by everything. If your goal is to double your income, you're going to feel overwhelmed because you're going from 0 to hero. You got to break it down. Break it down to little action items you can take on a regular basis. Okay, next. Step number 4. This kind of goes into that last step, which is take daily action. Okay, the most successful trainers don't just plan, they execute daily. Okay, consistency compounds. One outreach conversation today, one piece of content tomorrow, one follow-up this weekend, all those small steps add up to a 6-figure result. Success is the sum of daily habits executed with intent. This isn't about perfection, it's about daily forward motion. I think this is a big one, because when it comes down to daily action, you have to focus on a daily basis. You have control over a couple things, and I say this all the time. If you spend time with me, or if you heard me talk before, I say this: control your controllables. What does that mean? Controlling your controllable means you gotta think about, what is the controllable thing I have control of right now? And there's certain things you have no control over. Don't control those things. The weather, you have no control over it. Continue. Focus on the thing you have control over. You have control over shoveling your driveway, warming up your car, putting salt down, putting ice down. Putting salt down, you have control over those things. You have control over your diet, you have control over the time you sleep, you have control over the time you wake up. You have control over these things. And I think that when it comes down to daily actions, you have control over those daily actions. So you got to break your goal down into small daily actions that you need to take daily. So let's say you say I want 15 clients. Okay, so on a daily basis, how many outreach calls? So let's say it's Q1, how many outreach calls are you doing? How much outreach emails are you doing? How much DMs are you doing on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, everywhere? If you say none, do you actually want to do this? And I'm not saying you have to be all online. You can be in a mall. I used to do MLMs. And one of the things in MLM I used to do is go into a mall and just outreach. You do it in church, you do it in MLMs, you do it everywhere. Outreach. How are you reaching out to people? Because it's not going to just happen where people are going to be like, oh, hey, I found your business accidentally. Well, it does happen, but it doesn't happen as much as you need it to. It doesn't happen when the bills are late. It doesn't happen when your mortgage payment calls and like, hey, you're owing. It doesn't happen when you want to buy that new car. It doesn't happen on the time that you want it. So you got to take daily action. That's what you have control over. So take control over the things you have control over. Okay, let's go continue. Step number 5. Track and analyze what works. Okay, tracking separates amateurs from professionals. This one's important. You got to know your numbers to grow your numbers. You got to know your numbers to grow your numbers. So monitor your numbers Lead conversations, client retention, weekly revenue, engagement on content. Once you have the numbers, you can improve the system. Without measurable data, you're guessing. Look at what's working and double down. Look at what isn't and pivot fast. I always look at this from a point of view, like especially with content. In the beginning, so in my YouTube journey, one thing I picked up from a lot of these YouTubers, they said, is film as much content as possible. That's step number one. Then, analyze all the content you filmed. Step number two. Whatever did well, do more of that. That's step number three. That's it. So, if you do the exact same thing with your business, you need leads. Leads are where it comes down from. What are leads? Leads are pretty much anyone that has a pulse. It can be your real estate agent, your neighbor. It could be the grocer, the person that's bagging your groceries. It could be the person at the car lot or the gas station, anyone. Client retention is the people that you have currently training with you. How do you keep them? Weekly revenue. Like if you're running on PAPs, monthly pre-authorized payments, or paid in fulls, you got to understand how much money is coming in. The number one issue with trainers that are outside of big box gyms is that they do not account for how much money is actually coming in. And what they do is they stockpile money. So for you trainers out there, this is not what you want to do. You do not want to stockpile money. What I mean by that is this: have everyone paying all at once. So let's say, for instance, it's $10,000. Here's $10,000. They pay you $10,000. Now you get $10,000 cash. Now you have to understand that $10,000 cash is going towards however long of training that you said that they're going to do. So let's just say it's a year. So that means for the next year, this $10,000 needs to last. So if you spend it all right now, you're not making another $10,000 because they just paid you $10,000 to train them. So stockpiling money is that. There's nothing wrong with that, but you need to account for that. So now you have to break that down into monthly chunks. How much is that actually per month? And that's how you got to budget yourself. Right? For those of you working in big box gyms, you don't need to do that because you're definitely someone's doing that for you, and you're paying them for it through your revenues. Anyways, when you're looking at tracking and analyzing your numbers, it's very important for you to understand how much is coming in, how much is going out. So back to the first thing I said at the beginning of the step 5, which is this: in order to grow your numbers, you need to know your numbers. If your goal is to double your income, my question to you is this. Number one question: how much money did you make last year? That's my question. If you can't answer that question, there's your problem. You can't double your income when you don't know how much money is coming in. You need to know to the penny how much money is coming in, how much money is in your account. You need to study it. And this one's a hard one for people, especially if you're living paycheck to paycheck or you have a lot of money coming out. It's hard. It's hard to look at your account and be like, oh man, I'm so close to zero. Or I'm in overdraft, I'm in negative. Okay, well that's the reality that you're currently in. What are you going to do to change it? You're listening to this video right now just so you can change it. All right, you got to build a community and support. Let's put a timer on. You gotta build community and support, and I think this is a big one for a lot of people. What I look at this with is the fact that no one succeeds alone. Surround yourself with people who hold you accountable and challenge you to grow. Accountability partners, mentors, and a community of trainers who push you to elevate your craft will keep you sharper, hungrier, and more consistent over the long run. This is the edge that separates you from those who plateau. That's it. To those who ascend. And I think this is a big one. I know that in 2026, one of the things I'm working on is building a community for people, for trainers, particularly to be able to come to ask questions and answer. Stay tuned to that. You'll hear more about that later on. But I know that you need people to be beside you. If you work in a big box gym, this person is your fitness manager or the person that's been in the game for the longest. If you can find people, if you have people that work in your club who've been here are some key milestones: 5, 10, 15, 20 years. Okay, if you find someone that's worked for 20 years, do whatever you can to get with them. Like don't even like get with them. It's like talk to them. Clean their locker, clean their shoes, and work out with them, whatever it takes, because that person has forgotten more than you will ever know. And I think a lot of times when you're with people, especially when you get hired, I hire people, and I hire a lot of people, and whenever you hire people, there's cohorts, and in every single season there's people who come in and they talk together, and it's like you're talking to the person who got hired in the spring thinking they know everything, and they don't. Like, you don't know everything. You don't know everything until you've been doing this. You've been through a couple seasons. When you've renewed people a couple of times, like, that's when you start knowing stuff. And for those of you who are wanting to go from fitness enthusiasts to fitness professionals, it's very important to get people that you vibe with, that you understand, that get you, who are in this. All right, let's go to step 7. So step 7 is refine and repeat. Success isn't a one-time hit. It's a cycle of refining and repeating what works. Oh man, this is probably the biggest thing that I've done. So I'm going to kind of go with you guys through that. After you implement step 1 through 6, review your results, adjust your plan, elevate your strategy, get ready for the next growth cycle. Now this is how it happens in cycles and years. So you got to think about it as a business, okay? So you think about it as a business is this. If you want to be a personal trainer, where do you want to be in the next 5 years? Where do you want to be in the next 10 years? If you say not a personal trainer, just leave now. Just seriously. The reason why I say that is because this is a career, and it is a very lucrative career if you actually work it like that. But if you work it as like, I'm just trying it out and see where it goes, it's not going to work for you. Because you're trying it out and see where it goes, and it's not going to go anywhere. Because you have 1 foot in, 1 foot out. You're already thinking about leaving. You have to think about it as an industry, and it's an industry. So it's the fitness, health, and wellness industry. Okay, fitness, health, wellness industry. And so now you might be like, I want to become a physiotherapist. Okay, that's cool. It's still in the industry. I want to become a doctor, or I want to work in a hospital. Those are still in the industry. That makes sense. But when people say they want to leave the industry, like they're trying it out, like, so like you're an engineer, let's just say. You're engineering, you graduated from engineering, and you're like, okay, cool, I'm just trying out personal training. Why are you trying out personal training? You have an engineering degree. I like it. And what about personal training is drawing you here? And this is where purpose comes in. And a shout out to Kevin Darby, who I was on a call with. We were talking about this, and I was talking about passion. And he's like, well, let me just share this with you. And I quote Kevin Darby here. Purpose trumps passion, but then purpose with passion is the ultimate superpower. And I resonate with that, because I've always said passion sells, and passion does sell. You need passion, but like without purpose, passion means nothing. And I agree with that, because passion is the fuel, purpose is the actual like engine, the thing that goes, right? You need to have that purpose, because when people are saying no to you, and it's like, and you're waking up at 5 a.m., 6 a.m., you're staying back late, you're training a bunch of people, and a bunch of people are saying no to you because they're not serious about their fitness goals yet, or they're not serious about their fitness goals, or they don't want to do personal training. And you're like, okay, well, how do I do this? What do I do next? It's like purpose. Like, are you meant to be a personal trainer or not? And you might be like, well, I'm going to go to online coaching. Okay, it's going to be the same thing. It doesn't get easier. The grass is not greener anywhere. It's all hard work, no matter what you do, right? And stay wary from anyone that tells you it's sunshine, lollipops, and rainbows every day. It's not. It's hard, because you're dealing with people. And when you're dealing with people in a service-based industry, the only thing you can do is be really good at service. And that means for you as a personal trainer, be the best servicer you can be. Take a bunch of courses, get education, be there for the client. If you can be there for your client, trust me on this, it will be a great journey. Whew, something shaking. All right, let's keep on going. When you treat success as a repeatable process, you stop reacting with trends, and you start creating momentum that carries 2026 into 2026 and beyond. Think about it from a point of view. Then 2030, what do you want to do? 2035. And for some of you guys might not be thinking about it. I've heard this a long time ago from one of my mentors. He said, think in decades, not years. And that's something I've been doing. Think in decades. So in a decade from now, I'll be 50. When I'm 50, I'm telling you guys what I'm going to do. That way you can go back to this video and watch it, and I can play it when I'm 50. I'm going to be an international speaker. I'm going around doing business development and talking to people all over the world about business, coaching, and development. I'll be on lots of stages talking. I'll be traveling with my family. My oldest daughter will be 19 years old. She'll probably be going off to college. My son will be 13 years old, and he'll probably be starting basketball because we're going to be moving back to Canada at that point, and he's probably living in the States, because that's what it is. I can tell you exactly what I'm going to do because that's my action. And now the question is how are you going to make that happen, Manny? We'll figure it out. It's the how is going to just keep doing the plan that I have and keep working on the things I'm working on. That's it. Okay? So when you're looking at refining success, refine, repeat. It's all you're doing. The people that do really well, and this is the Warren Buffett approach towards investing in life. If you can just do the boring things, you will be super successful. But you got to get beyond the factor of, oh, this is so boring. If you can do the boring things in fitness, like working out and exercise, you'll be jacked. You can do the boring things in investing, you'll be rich. You can do the boring things in cooking, you'll have great meals. You can do the boring things in baking, you'll have great cakes. If you can do the boring things in business or in sales, guess what? You'll make a lot of money and people will say yes to you. It's not about the exciting trends. It's not about the new way of doing anything. I think there's nothing new under the sun. People are giving you the same information, just packaging it differently. Now, it might resonate with you differently, and that's something totally different. I get that. But the reality is that all the information that you've been given is already there. Okay? Even the information I've given, it's not an original. It's already out there. The only thing original is me. That's why you're subscribed. That's why you like the channel. That's why you sent it to a friend. That's why you're leaving a comment. I got you, gym sales coach. Make sure you get out there and check out Buff Barm. Shout out to my sponsor, Buff Barm. They are a supplement company. You can go check them out. I'll drop a link in the description. Buff Barm. They're launching some new pre-workouts and some new BCAAs. Check them out. They got this really good merch. I love this sweater and a couple other things. Anyways, let's continue. We're almost there. All right. That's it. Your 7 steps to success in 2026. Clarity, planning, action, measurement, community, refinement, and repetition. If you implement these with consistency, you're not just surviving the next year, you're owning it. Okay? Guys, I'm telling you right now, 2026 is your year. Now, you can either make it the best year of your life in your personal training journey and be the absolute unit you can be, or you can go do something else. It's up to you. But you gotta decide. You have to decide. You have to make that decision and stick to it. Once you make that decision, burn the bridges. And this is something, I give you one brief story. I got 7 minutes. Okay, I'm gonna give you a brief story. The story is about when I first started, and I think about it. I always think about it from this point of view that you have to burn the bridges. What that means is this: burning the bridges means there's no turning back and no looking backwards. Now, for me, it's a lot easier because I was incarcerated. Burning the bridges meant not going back to prison. That was a lot easier. Yeah, no, not everyone's facing that. But now the prison might be for you, Best Buy. It might be Walmart. It might be your parents' house. It might be somewhere else. Like, prison doesn't have to be a physical prison. It can just be the thing that was behind you. Burn the bridges of the thing that's behind you. You cannot go back there. Because if you say, this is my purpose in life, and this is what I want to do, and I think this is it, because you know why? You're subscribed to this channel, and you're watching me right now, and you're listening, so it must be something that you, kind of want to do, alright? If that's what it is, then you, my friend, need to absolutely crush it in 2026. You need to. Look at yourself in the mirror and say, I can, I will, and I will accomplish hard things. I can, I will, and I will accomplish hard things. I can do hard things. I will do hard things. I am, I can, I will. I am a winner. So say this with me. I am a winner. I can do hard things. I will accomplish my goals today. Say that with you on a daily basis. Wake up in the morning repeating that. There's a lot of little tricks, and I'd say tricks, but they're not tricks, they're more like hacks or things to callous your brain, because I heard this from someone, is that our brain was not wired to live like this. Our brain was wired to live fighting off lions and saber-toothed tigers and stuff like that. And I think about this is that our life is too cushy, so our brain just in this place of like not thinking about what to do, and you have to rewire it to get to accomplish things that you want to accomplish. So you say that 2026 is going to be your year, I believe you. I'm standing with you. But in order to do that, it's not going to happen without some action steps. Okay, so remember 7 steps. Okay, I'll repeat them again. Clarity, planning, action, measurement, community, refinement, repetition. Make sure that if this episode spoke to you, drop a comment, subscribe to the channel, drop a comment, share this with a friend, because the reality is that not enough of you guys are going to hear this. Share this with a friend. Share it on your LinkedIn, share it on your Instagram, share it everywhere, because this right here is the secret sauce that's going to help you blow up in 2026. Thank you so much for tuning in to the Rise and Thrive podcast. I'm your host, Manny Fraser, and that's it. I'm dropping it. Peace.